Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button and stay for a while. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you can tell from the title of the video, my Sonia G brushes are here. These are the Fundamental Eye series. I can't remember exactly how many, but some of these are existing brushes and some of them are new brushes. I currently only own 2 eye brushes from Sonia G. Once it was said and done, it made sense to go ahead and purchase the full set. So today we are actually going to focus on all of my Sonia G brushes, and I will be doing my entire makeup with just Sonia G brushes. I want to show you the ones that I have, what I like them for, and yeah, just give you my 2 cents on my Sonia G brush collection. So if that sounds like a video you would like to see, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright my lovelies, hair is pulled back, face is already nice and primed. So let's talk real quick about the pricing of this new set, the Fundamental Eye series from Sonia G. She also does like a blog where she tells you all about the brushes and just all of the details. Before I didn't read it and I started to. For this set I definitely did, and it's really nice to, I guess, get an understanding behind the thought of the creation of her brushes. So the full set, which includes 8 different brushes, retails for $252. I'll read you here the little description that she put. The fundamentals of your eye makeup: 2 pencils, 2 builders, 2 workers, and 2 crease brushes to create any eye look without overlap. Everything you need and nothing you don't. They are being sold individually, and at first I was only going to get a couple, but once I went through all of them and put the ones that I wanted in my cart, which was like 5 of them I think, and there's a total of 8 in here, so only 3 shy of the full set, I was like, okay, it's close to $200. I think it might have been $200, so I told myself, just get the full set. I doubt you'll regret it, you know? Okay, so this one here is the only thing I don't like about these is, you see the wood on the handle? It's so dark, and the lettering of the brush is black, so sometimes it's really hard to see. So this is a crease L, and as you could see, she put a good amount of detail into the brush. Very, very soft. This one here is the Builder S. See, it's so hard to read. The Builder S, so it looks almost like a lip brush. This one here, which looks like a packing kind of brush. Builder M, so maybe Builder Medium. This one here, which looks like it would be good for the corner, like the outer corner. This one is the Pencil L. This one here, which also looks like a builder, slightly bigger. This is the Worker M. I'm guessing M stands for medium. This one here, which looks like a pencil brush. This is the Pencil S. This one here, which looks like another builder brush, Worker S. And finally, last but not least, the crease M right here. Okay, so we are going to start with our makeup application. Okay, so for foundation, I have 3 different brushes here. These 2 are the same brush, just different collection. One has a short handle because this is part of the Miki Kiyaki set. I think this one was released 2 years ago. And then this one's like the normal size of the jumbo base. I do really enjoy these for foundation. I've definitely seen other people use it for cream products like bronzer or blush, maybe even concealer. I think it's a tiny bit big for concealer for my personal taste. And then this one as well. This is the classic base, which I Out of all the foundation brushes I have from Sonia G, this one is my favorite. It's just the shape, the perfect density, the perfect looseness to like how I like to apply my foundation. It's just a really good one. So for today, we are going to use this one. Okay, fun fact. The classic base and the mini cheek were my very first Sonia G brush purchases. Now, I don't want this video to be a video of me showing off my Sonia G collection. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to do that. Sonia G is a very expensive brand, and I have accumulated this collection in a matter of a couple of years. I did not buy all these brushes all at once. That would be a lot of unnecessary money that I need to spend. I went into the Chanel Numero 1 and mixed it with my Glossier. If I forget to mention what I'm using, I'll make sure and list it down below. Yeah, so don't take this video as me showing off. I'm just showing you all of the brushes that I own, what I love to use them for, in case you are thinking about investing in some expensive brushes for your collection. Because I do feel that a brush is a good way to invest for your makeup collection, because one, there's no expiration date on brushes, and two, if you spend a good decent amount on brushes, I'm pretty sure they will last you a pretty long time. I love this brush. It just blends out the foundation so beautifully and just gorgeous. All right, now we're going to apply concealer, and I have two different brushes. The mini base, which is honestly my favorite Sonia G brush for concealer. I actually have two because I decided I needed a backup. And it's basically a mini of the classic base. I just love it. I feel like it blends out my concealer so easily, super fast, and like a dream. The other one is this one from the mini Kiyaki set, and it's the Jumbo Worker. And I would say this one's more like your typical concealer brush shape. And it's fluffy, it's soft. I did not think I was going to enjoy this for concealer, but I actually do enjoy it for concealer. I do wish maybe it was just the tiniest bit bigger, but it works great. I've actually been using this one quite a bit lately, so I'm going to use the mini base for today. And we're going to jump into the Laura Mercier concealer. I have it in the shade 2N. Now we're gonna jump into the brush. It literally just melts the foundation into your skin. It is not the foundation, the concealer. It is such a good concealer brush. I have seen other people use this for like contour or bronzer, cream products mostly. It's a really good brush. I absolutely adore it. Okay, next thing is cream bronzer, cream contour. I think I only have one. I mean, like I mentioned, you can use the jumbo base for that as well. Even the mini base, I think those, if you like something a little bit smaller or more precise, I think those would be good for that. She did recently launch, and I want to say maybe 2 months ago, a new brush, and it's called the Sheer Buffer Brush. I adore this brush. It is just such a good one. The shape of it is so interesting, and it just
works beautifully.
This is what we're going to use for cream contour and cream bronzer. I'm going to jump into the Victoria Beckham Contour Stylus in Marble and also the Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like they're both pretty close in tone, but it's fine. I'm just trying to use my makeup, you know? It blends out your products with such ease. It's just a perfect brush for this. You'll probably also use this for cream blush. I haven't tried it as a foundation brush because I do feel like these bristles remind me of the stippling brushes that some like to use for foundation. But yeah, see. All right, now we're going to do cream blush. And when it comes to cream blush, I don't really have a brush from Sonia G that I use for cream blush. But for today's video, we're going to use the Jumbo Base. This is from the Minikiyaki set. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour, just kidding, Matte Beauty Blush Wand. This is in shade Pillow Talk. And it's like the classic shade. This will be my first time using this brush for cream blush. I mean, I have no doubt it's going to perform great if I enjoy it for foundation, you know? All right, my lovelies, I did already set my under eyes. I don't set my under eyes with brushes. I use a beauty puff, and I did jump into the Huda Beauty Easy Bake press powder. I've been loving this for my under eyes. It's not a matte powder. It does have a slight sheen to it, so if you don't like that under your eyes, I don't think you'll like it. Okay, this next brush, and I think it's the only powder brush that I own, or a brush that I could use as a powder brush from Sonia G, and it's a newly
added brush to my collection.
And it's this one here. It's the Inoki Pro, and I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, at least I hope I am. I bought this not 100% sure of what I was going to use it for. I tried using it for powder bronzer, and it does work really well for that, but I do have two other brushes that I enjoy using for powder bronzer. So I told myself, try it as a precision powder brush and see if you like it, and I do. It's a little bit smaller than, say, a typical powder brush that you see most people use, because I feel like it's usually pretty big. I don't like the big, huge, fluffy ones for my powder. I mean, I will use them, but I prefer a tiny bit more precision when it comes to powdering my full face. We're gonna jump into the Hourglass Veil Loose Powder, and we're gonna jump into this one. I just really enjoy it because you can just be so precise with your application. It's so soft. Oh my gosh, this brush is so soft. I really want to pick up, is it the Master Pro? It's like a big fluffy one, and it's more rounded. I think it's like close to this shape, but more round, and it's not as pointed at the top, and it just looks marvelous. All right, my lovelies, we are now going to move on to the eyes because I already want to use these two brushes. The only other two eye brushes I have tried from Sonia G are these two that came in the Minikiyaki set. Before this purchase, most of my Sonia G collection was face brushes. I do enjoy both of these. This one here is the detail brush, and it's just like a kind of a pencil brush, but a tiny bit longer and a tiny bit more like fat, and I enjoy it for the outer corner when I want to be very, very detailed. And then this one, which is the crease brush, and that's exactly what it is a crease brush. Nice and fluffy, blends out your shadow like a dream. The only two that I can possibly compare this brush that I have used with are these two from the new set. So the Crease L, Crease Large, and then this one here, which is probably the Crease Medium. So not identical at all. Similar in shape a tiny bit to this one, but I think these are different enough. For today, we are going to jump into the Pretty Grunge palette from Huda Beauty. I have not touched this since my initial review, and we're going to start with this shade Nirvana. It's the only shade I have not used in this whole palette. And we're going to use the Crease L. This is going to go in the outer corner. Oh, it feels so soft. And as you could see, I'm doing pressing motions first, and it's already blending out because, wow. Also on the lower lash line. I think now I'm going to, yeah, let's jump into Love Anarchy. And I'm going to use the Worker M. And this is what I'm going to use right next to that. Also bring it on the crease. Okay, so far, these two brushes are a little bit more on the dense side. They're not as fluffy and loose as this one is. Okay, now I kind of want to deepen up the outer corner a tiny bit. So let's actually use this one, which is the Pencil L. And I've always found this shape so interesting because even though it's a pencil brush, it's not super pointy, like say this one. And then usually when I think of a pencil brush, I think of this one here. So it's quite a bit bigger. And I think I'm going to jump into Avant-Garde right here. It is a shimmery kind of formula, like a metallic, but I think we should be okay. And I'm gonna tap that on the outer corner. Okay, that's what it's looking like. I'm going to jump into my NYX glitter glue. I typically use my finger for my NYX glitter glue, but we are here. We're trying out these new eye brushes, so we're gonna use a brush today. This is the Builder M. I mean, it's right on the title. It's a builder brush. So I'm gonna pack the glitter glue. And the nice thing is, like, you can be pretty precise. Okay, and now I think we're gonna use this one, haphazard, and we're gonna jump into the same brush. We are using the side that has the glitter glue, probably easier to pick up the shade, and it's gonna go in this outer corner, or the middle, I should say, really. Okay, and then now I'm going to turn the brush over and we're going to dip into Rebel right here. It's the chunky shade, so more than likely it's, yeah, see how it picks up chunks? Probably spray your brush. And if that doesn't work, just use your finger. Because I am finding that this brush is not picking it up all that well. I'm gonna use my finger. Much better. Oh yeah. Okay, I do want to add one more shimmer, like right in the inner corner of the lower lash line. And I am going to use this pencil brush, which is the Pencil S. I'm going to spray the back of my hand with some MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to dip the brush in here. And I think I'm going to use this shade here. Stand Up. And it's going to go right in here. I'm going to use a matte in my inner corner, that's why. Very super precise brush. If you are somebody who enjoys probably line work, I think this would work. Okay, and then last but not least, with the Builder S, I'm going to jump into that shade there, which is called Heroine. And this is going to go in the inner corner. It picked up a lot of shadow. Okay, here is the finished eye look. I went into the MAC Stack Mascara and the Kat Von D, and out of the new eye brushes, I used 6 of 8 brushes. These are the only 2 brushes I didn't use. I think this eye look is so pretty. Okay, now for powder bronzer. I did not have a powder bronzer brush until her latest launch before this one, which is the Fundamental Face series, and I purchased 3 brushes. Oh, see, I'm missing a brush. I wonder, hold please. Okay, sorry, these are the 3 that I purchased from the Fundamental Face series, but this one, I'm not gonna use it right now. Okay, so these 2, the Classic Cheek, which it's similar to the Soft Cheek. It's just maybe a tiny bit more on the flat side on one side. and then not as long and not as fluffy. This one's like just fluff, and then this one you could see it's a tiny bit flat. And then this one here, which is the soft buffer. I use both of these for bronzer and powder contour. It just depends on which mood I'm in. So why don't we go ahead and use both. I don't think I have a contour. Hold again. Okay, I don't own too many contouring shades for like precision contour in powder form. Marc Jacobs Tantastic. It's a pretty neutral shade on me, so I use it as a contouring shade. So we're gonna use this one here, which is the classic cheek for contour, powder contour. Only because it's a tiny bit more on like the flat side on one side. So it just allows for more precision, you know. I use this for powder bronzer as well. Okay, now we're gonna jump into the Guerlain Terracotta Light. This is in shade, pulled it out because I haven't used this in a minute, so that's why. Soft buffer brush. I bet you could also use this for precision powder, but I like the shape of this for bronzer, and also the bristles do pick up a really nice amount of product. This is probably a good multitasker, so you could probably use this for precise powder application, for powder bronzer, for powder contour, and probably for powder blush as well. Okay, we are almost done. I think we just have blush and highlighter. So I have here two brushes for blush. This one came in the mini Kayaki set. This is the soft face, and then you've already seen the soft cheek. And I actually have two of these because I love this brush for blush so much, and I mean so much that I needed a backup. Now you could see they're a very similar shape, just this one's shorter, but as far as like density and all that, pretty similar in shade. But today we'll go ahead and use both just so you can see them both in action. Okay, and I'm pulled out my Chanel Eye and Face palette, and we're gonna jump into this one and this one here. I feel like today's eye look calls for this like wine shade. Okay, so I picked up product. You see that? Might have applied a tiny bit too much. Now this one. I need to go check on these kids. Jeez. All right, now, last but certainly not least, highlighter. I first purchased, I think this was part of my very first Sonia G purchase, and it is the mini cheek from Sonia G. I wasn't sure what I was going to use this for. I think I thought it was going to be like a powder blush brush, but it's too small for that. So I figured that I could use it for highlight, and it actually works stupendous for highlight. I have tried it for both liquids, creams, and powder, and it definitely works a lot better with powder highlight. Then the other Fundamental Face series, the Worker L. This one, I definitely feel like this could probably be a good under eye powder kind of brush, but I don't use brushes for my under eyes, so I thought let me use this for highlight, and it actually works really well. This one I can use nicely with, like, say, a liquid highlight or a cream highlight. I think for today, I pulled this out and I haven't used it. I keep forgetting to use it, so I think we're gonna use this today, but we're gonna use both of these brushes. Let me start first with a cream highlight, and I'm just gonna put some of the highlighter on the back of my hand, and that's how I like to apply it. Much easier to control. Okay, so we're gonna start with this one, which I said was the Worker L. And I have it on the back of my hand, and I just kind of rub it so that it's not like product on the top of the bristles. And then tap first and then I blend. Okay, that's what it looks like. I mostly use this for powder highlighter. I just wanted to show you that, yes, I can also use cream and liquid highlighters with this. Okay, we are going to jump into the highlight in this little face and eye palette. And I'm going to use now the mini cheek. This is all I use this brush for, is for pretty much powder highlight. Alright, my lovelies, here is a full completed face. I need to hurry up. My kids keep interrupting. I am just...
Yeah.
Okay, so here is what the makeup looks like, just using my Sonia G brushes for the application of everything. And I do feel like anytime I do include Sonia G brushes when I'm applying my makeup, it just looks absolutely flawless. I would definitely say a good amount of Sonia G brushes are on my top favorite brushes. I don't use all Sonia G brushes all the time. I do like to alternate my brushes just so that I don't feel wasteful. In no way, shape, or form do I want you to feel like this video is me telling you you need to go buy Sonia G brushes. No, not at all. This video is mostly intended in case you are thinking about purchasing some Sonia G brushes, and some of these are on that list of you possibly purchasing. I can help you in deciding whether it's a brush that you will actually enjoy or not. That's all this video is truly intended for. I also did want to try out my new eye brushes from Sonia G. These two are a little bit more dense than what I'm normally used to, but I'm hoping with time and use they'll loosen up just a tiny bit. But other than that, all of the brushes I used today performed absolutely amazing, and I'm excited to keep using them, and I'm excited to figure out which ones are my favorites, because I do have brushes that are my favorites when it comes to eyes, and it has nothing to do with them being an expensive brush, and it has everything to do with the shape and how well it blends the shadow. Yeah, so I'm excited to keep using these eye brushes. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that this video helps you out in any way if you are in the market for some Sonia G brushes. All right, my lovelies, well, that's going to be it. These kids are just... they're just... Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea all the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly does mean the world to me. With that being said, I would love it if you gave the video a big thumbs up, and I would also love it if you could hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye.